Goa has got the highest forest coverage, one of the highest forest coverage. And at the same time, there are so many schemes being launched by the Government of India, Ministry of Forest, Environment and Climate Change, like National Afforestation Program, Green India Mission, Integrated Development of Wildlife Habitat, Intensification of Forest Management Scheme, and so on. But I would request the Honorable Minister to along with the ministry, union ministry, to get these funds into the state of Goa, because it's the need of the hour, because we have to preserve our forest and develop our forests. We have our forests, but we don't see people going into the wildlife sanctuaries. We don't see people going into the parks. We don't see people going into the zoo, into the bird sanctuary. We have five wildlife sanctuaries in Goa. We all know that we have one bird sanctuary, we have one zoo, we have one national park, but it is not developed the way it is developed in the other states and globally. So I would request the Honorable Minister to look into this and start developing these parks for the betterment of Goa and betterment of our people. And when we say we want to promote hinterland tourism, by developing these forests, that's how we can promote hinterland tourism. Because right now, we see Goa and tourism as only the beach. Nobody has looked into the hinterland tourism. Our talukas like Sattari Taluka, Kankon Taluka, Sangye Taluka has very big forest coverage. So half of these sanctuaries and parks belong to these talukas. So when we start developing these forests, and we see that there is no coexistence between the local people and the forest officers. So it is very important that there is a coexistence that happens between the local people and the forest officers, and whatever issues are there of the local people is solved in a very harmonious way and jointly, because we see forest rights issues, land issues happening. We all the time hear complaints that the forest officers are troubling the local people. So this shouldn't happen. When we will see that our sanctuaries will start developing, our park will start developing, this is how we create employment. This is how our tourism, what we are promoting, trying to promote high-end tourism, hinterland tourism will go up. At the same time, I would like to bring to the notice of the Honorable Minister that being chairman of Goa Forest Corporation, all the 9,000 hectares of Kaju cultivation is under the corporation, but unfortunately, because of lack of funds with the corporation, the cultivation is not maintained, the yield is not up to the mark. And it is a sad situation, because we say Kaju is the cash crop of Goa, but unfortunately we export Kaju from outside. If you compare Goa to Karnataka, to Maharashtra, Kerala, we are number 4 or 5 in the list of the Kaju cultivation. And it's a sad situation, because this is only because our the lands where Kaju is cultivated, it's not maintained. It is taken over by the forest. So if we have the funds to develop these, the yield and increase the yield, we develop these, the Kaju crop, as a forest corporation, if you give us the authority to get people from Vengula or other people who can guide us to teach us how to increase the crop, why this is happening, why Goa has gone down the list, why we can't, why our yield has gone down so much that we are number 4 in the list. So if the government can give us some authority to take forward the plantations, to take forward the parks and the sanctuaries, that will help all the local people as well. For this, we need somebody to guide us. We need somebody to help us bring about this change, because this can't happen without the help of the union ministry, because if we get funds for the government, we can develop our parks.